Thank you for choosing Wood's Powr-Grip products to help you handle materials safely and efficiently. We've created this demonstration video for the MRTA8 DC3 series vacuum lifters. This video is not a substitute for the lifter's operating instructions. Operators should read and understand them before use. Instructions can be accessed online by scanning the QR code. The instructions icon indicates when the instructions offer important information regarding the subjects covered in this video. These lifters include models designed to handle smooth, flat glass and similar materials weighing up to 1,400 pounds, or textured loads up to 1,200 pounds. Key features include 8 vacuum pads on a highly adaptable pad frame, enabling the lifter to handle a wide variety of load sizes and dimensions. WPG's innovative quadra-tilt design uses mechanical advantage and tilt locks to reduce the effort of tilting loads 90 degrees. Added to 360 degrees of rotation, this provides almost limitless load manipulation. WPG's exclusive IntelliGrip technology communicates important information to the operator via an LCD screen, strobe light, and notification buzzer. Operators use buttons on the control unit or the optional remote control system to execute lifter functions. Make sure to download the WPG IntelliGrip app as well for easy monitoring of lifter functions and much more. Getting started. To begin, open the shipping container and remove the shipping materials. Remember to save all shipping materials for later transport and storage. Select hoisting equipment and rigging rated for the maximum load capacity plus the lifter weight. Disengage the tilt locks and raise the lift bar to the fully upright position. Connect the hoisting hook to the lift point. Use rigging if necessary to prevent contact with the load. Make sure the hook has a restraining latch to keep the lifter from slipping off. Now you're ready to hoist the lifter out of its container. Remove the pad covers and save them for later use. Connect the 12-volt battery to the electrical system. Also, install the 9-volt battery for the lifter's notification buzzer. Before putting the lifter into service, conduct operational tests, a vacuum test, a rated load test, and, if applicable, a remote control system test, as directed in the operating instructions. Configuring the pad frame. Consult the operating instructions to help you select and assemble a pad frame configuration that matches the dimensions and weight of your load. Remove the collarless hitch pin from a pad mount and remove the vacuum pad from the pad frame. Next, install the extension arm on the pad frame. Secure the arm with its hitch pin. Move the pad to the desired location and use the hitch pin to secure it. Depending on the configuration, other arms and vacuum pads can be similarly repositioned or removed. Make sure to use an approved configuration. When removing a pad, disconnect its vacuum hose by moving the release ring of the quick connector. To reconnect it, insert the male end into the female end until they lock. Perform a vacuum test to make sure the quick connectors seal completely. Follow the instructions to make sure the vacuum pads are correctly connected to the dual vacuum system. Vacuum hoses are color-coded to correspond with their corresponding airline circuit. Green designates circuit 1, while red designates circuit 2. Make sure to route vacuum hoses so they won't be damaged during lifter operation. When a configuration is completed, make sure arms and pads are set up symmetrically. The most compact configuration does not employ any extension arms. Store any unused extension arms and vacuum pads in a clean, dry place. Taking safety precautions. Before proceeding with a lift, read and follow all safety rules in the operating instructions and understand the requirements stated for this lifter's intended use, including load characteristics, indirect loading, and operating environment. Be trained in industry and regulatory standards for your region and follow trade association guidelines about precautions needed for each load material. Always wear the correct personal protective equipment for each task. Before using the lifter, press the power button on the lifter's IntelliGrip control unit. The first time this is done, an LCD screen will prompt you to select a language. Use the release button to scroll down or the Attach button to scroll up. Use the Function button to select what's highlighted on the screen. After a language has been selected, information about the lifter's current status will show on the screen. These buttons are similarly used to navigate all menus. See the corresponding service manual for other details about Powr-Grip menus. Before each lift, check the 12-volt battery to make sure it is charged. Make sure air filters are clean and make sure the notification buzzer is audible at the maximum distance the operator may be from the lifter while it is in use. Additionally, the 3 inspections noted here must be performed before each lift. Identify and correct any problems you find. The operating instructions contain other inspections that are performed less frequently but are equally important. If your lifter is equipped with the optional remote control system, twist the emergency disconnect button on the radio transmitter clockwise until it unlocks. Then press the transmitter's power button to activate it. The transmitter can be used up to 250 feet away from the lifter. It allows the operator to attach and release the vacuum pads. We recommend that you press the transmitter's emergency disconnect button between performing lifter functions to prevent accidental radio transmissions. Keep in mind that the transmitter will power down after a period of inactivity. Press the transmitter's power button again to reactivate it. Attaching the vacuum pads to the load. Center the pads on the load. If needed, tilt the frame to match the angle of the load. Make sure all vacuum pads will fit on the load and be loaded evenly. Position the pads so they're in contact with the load surface. Press the Attach button on the transmitter or the lifter to seal the pads against the load. If it's difficult to get the pads to seal, press on the pad frame. Check the 2 vacuum gauges. The needles of both gauges register in the green range when vacuum levels are sufficient for lifting a load. The lifter is equipped with a dual vacuum system. If vacuum is adversely affected in one airline circuit, the other circuit is intended to maintain sufficient vacuum to prevent the load from falling. Lifting the load. Make sure the lift bar is vertical before lifting. When the vacuum level is sufficient, the green vacuum lift light will turn on, indicating the lifter is ready to begin lifting. Proceed with lifting the load. During the lift, the lifter's vacuum pump will turn off temporarily to conserve battery energy and turn on again when needed to overcome leakage. For safety reasons, make sure the vacuum level indicators are always visible. If the vacuum level decreases more quickly than expected, the notification buzzer will chirp several times. Be aware that such leakage will result in more frequent pump cycles, which in turn will cause the 12-volt battery to be discharged more quickly. If the pump cannot overcome leakage, the buzzer will sound continuously, the strobe light will flash, and the vacuum lift light will turn off. If this happens, stay clear of the load and set it down, if it's possible to do so safely. Identify and fix the problem before resuming lifter operation. If vacuum levels remain stable within the green range, continue lifting. Use the control handle or other appropriate means to keep the lifter and load in the required position. If the lifter loses power for any reason, the buzzer will sound continuously. Everyone should stay clear of a suspended load until it can be lowered onto a stable support. Correct any faults before resuming a lift. Rotating the load. Make sure the load is positioned correctly on the lifter. An unbalanced load may rotate unexpectedly when the rotation latch is disengaged. Make sure the load will not contact anyone or anything while rotating. Use the control handle or other appropriate means to keep the load under control at all times. To rotate the load, pull and hold the rotation release lever to disengage the rotation latch. Then manually rotate the load in the desired direction, clockwise or counterclockwise. To stop the motion, let go of the lever and guide the load until the pad frame latches at the next rotation stop. Tilting the load. Make sure the load is positioned correctly on the lifter. Keep hands and fingers away from tilt linkage. Make sure the load won't hit anyone or anything while tilting. To tilt the load, make sure the tilt locks are disengaged and use the control handle to manually tilt the load upward or downward as desired. releasing the pads from the load. To avoid possible load damage or personal injury, make sure the load is not moving and is fully supported before releasing the vacuum pads. Press the function and release buttons on either the IntelliGrip control unit or, if applicable, the radio transmitter to break the vacuum seal. Continue to hold the buttons until the vacuum pads disengage completely from the load. In the unlikely event that the pads don't disengage easily, consult the operating instructions. To avoid damage or injury, wait until the vacuum pads have released the load completely before you attempt to move the hoisting equipment. After using the lifter, when the lifter is not in use, press and hold the onboard power and function buttons to power down the lifter. If the lifter is equipped with remote control, press the radio transmitter's emergency stop button. Charge the 12-volt battery promptly after each day's use. Lower the lifter onto a stable support and detach the hoisting hook. Do not set the lifter on surfaces that could damage the vacuum pads. Additionally, for long-term storage or transport, place the covers back on the vacuum pads. Remove the extension arms and reposition the vacuum pads on the lifter to allow storage in the shipping container. Charge the 12-volt battery completely and repeat every 6 months. Then disconnect all electrical connectors to minimize battery discharge. Lower the lifter into its shipping container and lower the lift bar. If the lifter employs the optional shipping case, the lift bar may need to be rotated 90 degrees to fit, and some components will need to be stored in the case before lowering the lifter into it. Disconnect the hoisting equipment from the lift point. Use the remaining shipping materials to finish repacking the lifter. Make sure that you read, understand, and follow the guidance provided in the MRTA8 operating instructions because they include additional information and warnings. Thank you again for choosing Wood's Powr-Grip products.